Wow. Now, good afternoon, ladies. Wasn't that wonderful, Kiara and Krista? Thank you so much for being so vulnerable. And Janelle, her beautiful song is just amazing. You guys look amazing. I mean, I just want to encourage you. My name is Yuklin, and Yuklin's Zoutendijk Ahu, because I'm married to a Dutch man. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Trinidad and Tobago, so I'm an island girl. I've always wanted to be in Europe, you know. I've always had a dream. I need to be flying, you know, someplace open space. And Europe is an open space, you know, so I wanted to be here. And God made it possible for me to be here. In 1992, I moved to Holland, and it was quite a special time. My first daughter, she was born around 4 years after being in the Netherlands. 2.5 years later, things went a little bit pear-shaped. I felt a bit depressed. I moved to London. Things got worse. But things got better because about 3.5 months later of moving to London, I got baptized. Wow. Yeah. So that was just amazing. Not long after, my dad died. I really suffered. I suffered in myself for so long because my dad and I never had a great relationship. And then, I just thought I wanted to say so much to him. And then he was just gone. So later on, I moved back to Amsterdam. 4.5 years later, I dated him and I got married. And at 40 years old, I had my second child. So, you know, for all the women who are a little bit over 40 and 50, you know, that's good, you know. So I felt really young. I felt young and beautiful, you know. But, you know, that was a time and a season of, you know, going down and up. And, you know, like a wise king once wrote, I'll read it for you, a time for everything. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. Now, the topic I will share with you is confident in suffering. It was one of the most darkest days of my life. Being told that I was diagnosed with a very aggressive, cancerous tumor. We first did not know what to think, my husband and I. We just listened in the hospital room. But it was not until we reached home that our prime emotions just dawned on us. We cried and we cried, we wept. I don't know when we stopped weeping and then when we started just thinking about the practicals, you know. Suddenly we had to just wipe our eyes and then start thinking, okay, so what do we do next? The truth is, 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with cancer. And she will die. It is the highest cause of death in our Western world. I know a lot of sisters right now who are sitting here who had been diagnosed, and are still alive. I salute you, both of you. Yeah, Teresa and Sue, both of my sisters. And it's God's grace, really. Not only did we feel a sense of suffering, my husband and I, but also our dear daughter. She was 14 years old, Zoe, and she was depressed. She became depressed. She couldn't sleep at night. She thought I would die. Yeah, I thought I would die too. I thought I would die. I'm sure my husband thought I would die. Sulin was too young. She was only 5 years old. She's a real gem as well. Sulin began also to have these nightmares. My sister began to have nightmares too. The house was a real dark and almost a house of horror, but at the same time, it caused my husband and I to go more to God. I never prayed so much as I did in those dark hours. I'm not telling you that I was confident at all. Quite the opposite. Because just maybe a few weeks after I had my breast operation, and that was very painful. I was completely worried and thought, right, I don't look the same. I'm an older woman. Okay, I'm pretty. Okay, I have those times when I think, oh, I'm pretty. And my husband loves me. But I thought, oh gosh, what if he doesn't? What if he starts looking outside and he starts fantasizing about other women? That's what I went there in my thoughts. My thoughts were completely opposite to confident. I thought I did not look good. And even though I have a silicone and it's my own skin, still there was some differences there. And just not long after, I had to begin chemotherapy. Chemotherapy, we decided that we were going to do that. Some people advised us, don't do that. Just do something else. But my husband and I said, no, God has made it possible for medicine to go that far. We're going to do it. Whatever the doctors ask us to do, we're going to do it. We're going to try everything. We're going to do all the researches, everything. We're going to do it. And we did it. And not long after, I'm in the bathroom and I'm combing my hair. And I'll just tell you a little bit of who I am. I used to think anyway, that the more hair you have, the more feminine you are. And of course, long ago when I used to, I was young, I cut my hair however I wanted, very short, whatever I wanted, style, it didn't matter. But to lose my hair, I was devastated. I was like, oh gosh. I was just standing there combing my hair and chunks of hair coming out. And I screamed at my husband. And then he came in and he goes, he's typical Dutch man. He goes, do you want me to cut it? Well, I was not ready for that either. I was adamant. I said no, But then something inside, I trust him. And a few days later, he cut my hair. And I was completely bald. A few weeks coming on. I had no eyelashes, no eyebrows. No hair, nowhere. I looked like an alien woman. I did, and I was I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not beautiful. I'm redundant. I'm an older woman. Nobody's going to want me. They're not going to choose me for anything. And a few years on now, because we're now 8 years past, I still have bald patches here and there, and I have to make up for it. And I think to myself, my friends, they all encourage me. They say, Yuklin, you're beautiful, and I say yes in that moment. But when I turn my back, I go home and I go, yeah, but I still have no hair. Of course, I still have hair, but you know what I mean, right, girls? Yeah. So I'm not saying that right now that I'm there, what I want to be, but I'm saying that because of God, I learned to count on his view of me, because my view of me and what I thought other people looked to me, the way people looked at me, was completely askew. In 1 Samuel 16, I will read it for you. If you want, you can read along with me. 1 Samuel 16, 7b, it says, the Lord does not look at the things that people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. I thought, oh my goodness, didn't I know this before? Yes, I did. So for me, it was, okay, I need to take this deep in my heart. Some changes need to come. Some changes need to come right now. And so it did. Amen, it did. And so no matter how, challenging, ladies, your circumstances are, It may feel like a nightmare, but God can turn it into a beautiful dream. With God, the answer is always yes. You are good enough. You are beautiful enough. And God does want you to have that job that you so desire. Concluding that you can be confident through Him, having a real relationship with Him. In 1 John 5, it says, this is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us. And if He hears us, then we have what we want. This is the God we serve. This is the God we believe in. So thank you so much for listening. And I hope you walk out of here feeling terribly confident. Enjoy the evening.